Hello. I'm Rebecca Kramer, and I'm the CEO at Loud Marketing. And so right now, I just wanted to say hello, happy Christmas Eve or happy holidays to you, obviously, and your family. So I wanted to come on today. I know that it's Christmas Eve. Maybe nobody's working. Is nobody working? I'm still working. So, and I think after this, I'm gonna maybe finish getting some shopping done, and enjoy the holidays with my family. So, what I wanted to chat about today is selling to the Gap. More about selling on the Gap. Some of the information that we went over earlier this week with Jamie. Hey, Indy. Hello. Al Carrera, Mike. Hello. So I wanted to talk about selling to the market gap. So I'm gonna just make sure that I have. So I'm on. Oh, Dean, hello. You're working on and off today. Work is fun for me too. I actually, I think someone interviewed me on a podcast last month on Canada's podcast is what it's actually called, and asked me what my hobbies were. Like I wouldn't. I enjoy what I do so much. I would have a hard time not doing it in my free time. But what I do try to do, Dean, and I don't know about you, sometimes there's Awa Camera 67. I would love to help you. For sure, shoot me a DM. If you need help. I can certainly when it comes to social selling or marketing, social selling and digital marketing. I think that's what I'm really the best at being able to help you with, for sure. So, Dean, what I was saying about work being a hobby. So what I actually try to do, because I do love what I do, but sometimes there's not fun tasks. Sometimes there are tasks that are like more boring than others. So the hobby part, the free time part of what I do, that's when I do like the fun stuff, like the learning, research. Otherwise, I would just do like fun stuff all day, every day. Hey, Miss Gerrera, did I say that properly? Sometimes these usernames are difficult to figure out on Instagram, but anyways, so I wanted to talk about selling to the market gap, more about that. We talked about Jamie, the solar queen, earlier this week. And, one of the first things to consider when you are thinking about, a product or a service or starting a new business, or even expanding your current business that you have, what are your strengths? What are your hobbies? What do you love? Like I just said, like I do really love what I do. And so if I was going to start something different or new or add to what I was doing right now, I would definitely want to make sure that Oh, Dean, you love paperwork? Okay, so Dean says he loves or he doesn't like paperwork. Paperwork is the hard part of what you do. Hey, Samantha, is that you? Hello. And Tariq is there too. So paperwork, Dean, I would say paperwork would be like on the list of things that I don't really, that would be like the work stuff. The work stuff. The research, the fun stuff, that's my own time. The paperwork, that's definitely for sure what I would be doing during work hours. So back to what was I talking about here? Oh, figuring out how to sell to the market gap. So first of all, you want to figure out what your strengths are. And really, so when it comes to things that you do the same as everyone else, like that's cool. But what makes you different? Like, where's the gap? What gap? And actually I'm just gonna, because Tariq was asking how would you define it? So figuring out what your strengths are and making sure that you are really focusing on what you're strong at. And I would say one of the things to consider is even like the experience that you've had. My own experience, I love selling. I do love sales. Since I was a kid and had to do fundraising for school and cheerleading, like I've always enjoyed it. And then I've had the experience that I've had. FedEx is here. I'm so excited. I'm just gonna, he'll leave it, I'm sure. I got a spin bike, guys. I'm really excited. Okay, but I'm still gonna do my live video. Guys, it's taken over a month to get here, so I'm really, really excited. And now I'm gonna have a hard time rethinking about what I was talking about. Where was I? Oh, thinking about the past experiences. Oh yeah. So my past experience, working in a marketing organization. I worked for Yellow Pages, started my own business, my own marketing agency. And so it's experience that I've had. And also I love it. So that those are some two, major things to consider when you're thinking about expanding or trying to fill a gap that you might have noticed. So for me, like I know, hey Ramji style, I know that there's a gap when it comes to LinkedIn. Like for me, I know that there's not lots of people who are I guess filling that void, supporting people where they need to be supported with that topic. Even when it comes to social selling, like I know that that's a gap. I think that people are interested in that verbiage, in that term, but people don't really know actually what social selling is. So I know based on my experience that there's a gap, and I can fill that. Like I can help people fill that gap. So that's one thing for you to consider when you are thinking about expanding or growing or starting something new. Take all your experience into consideration. I mean, maybe even ask, like, hey, am I good at this? I love it, but do I do a good job? If there are people around you that care about you that could answer those questions, I think it's definitely a great opportunity for you to certainly ask. Even if you love it, if you're no good at it, it's not likely that maybe you'll be successful. The thing is, if you love something so much that you're so passionate about, even if you're not the best, eventually you'll get there, right? So another thing to consider, niche markets. The more niche you get, so the more specific, the easier it is for you to speak directly to your audience. And I know, so overcoming the overconfidence bias, Dean, would you say that's a challenge for you? I'm not sure what you were mentioning that in relation to overcoming the overconfidence bias. Is that in relation to the gaps? So maybe that's what you do for work, or as your job to try to help people. Certainly. Hey, Monterosa Music. Hello. So certainly making sure that you are speaking to your audience. So the example that I always give, maybe you have a product or service that could help everyone. Like maybe you can absolutely look after, I don't know, maybe you have a product, well, I'll just give this example. So maybe you have a hair product that would work perfect for any type of hair. Well, if you market like that, I probably wouldn't buy it. My hair is very curly, obviously, but so maybe your product or service would be amazing for me, but I'm never going to pay attention to it because you're not speaking to me. You're not communicating like in a niche way or in a targeted way that you can solve my problem. So certainly making sure that if you are, figuring out a niche market, that you can certainly, hey, Lotfi, that you can certainly figure out what that niche market is and how to specifically talk to your audience. Like that's the most important thing, like figuring out how to talk to your audience. So when you're thinking about, how niche is too niche and how specific is too specific, make sure that there are other people potentially doing the same thing. You can still service a gap. You can still look after, being really, really niche and specific, and at the same time making sure that that's still an opportunity. If you're selling, I don't know, bathing suits in wintertime here in Calgary, you're even though maybe there's some people in Calgary that would be interested, if you consider that as like, if you think about that as being niche, you're not likely to be successful. But if it's a whole thing, then it's possible. So make sure that even if you're niching, that there's maybe someone else already doing it, and you can fill that gap. So I just I have a few things written down, just wanted to make sure that I don't miss anything here. And I think some of the other ideas that you can do to figure out gaps and figure out what there are, opportunities that you can sell to, opportunities that you can increase what you're doing. So back to Dean's comment. So Dean's comment says, the comment that I made about taking a look at your skill set. And yes, I work with bias management. Okay, cool. So the comment that I had made, Dean replied, overcoming the overconfidence bias. And then he was referencing the comment that I made about taking a look at your skill set. And yes, figuring out how to utilize your skill set and also do something that you enjoy, because it's not like you can be successful and you can, work your butt off, but unless it's something that you love and enjoy, that it's not something that you're going to be 1,000,000% committed to. So I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the other part of it was that there's always, Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all these places that you could search and find opportunities that you can get ideas from. It's kind of nice to be able to do the research and find out for yourself what opportunities there are out there. If you're interested in learning more about your specific niche, follow someone that's successful. And, practice, learn, always be learning. Learning is definitely a good thing. I'm a little bit older than young, and I'm learning on a consistent basis. I actually pay to learn. I learn from my team. So yeah, keep learning. Certainly keep learning. Anyways, guys. Hey, Angela. Anyways, guys, I am about done my live video for December 24th for Christmas Eve. And I wish, let me just get rid of that. So I wish you all a very happy holidays with your family. And oh yeah, just in case, again, Rebecca Kramer, CEO of Loud Marketing. I have a Facebook group, which is social selling growth masters, that I would love for you to join, unless you're watching this in that group, because I'm also streaming there. I would love to see you in that group, and I would love your feedback. I would love to understand, like, what do you want to learn? What do you want me to come on here and make sure that I'm providing value? Because that's the whole reason for this, right? So anyways, have a fabulous, I celebrate Christmas at my house, so I'm gonna have Christmas with my family. So however you celebrate, happy holidays, and we'll see you next week.